Good morning, everyone. It is Friday again. Welcome to day 124, I believe. We are on the Appalachian Trail. I'm sitting here at this little bench, probably wondering what I'm doing this Friday morning. Well, that's because we're going to take a side trip to New York City. Just kidding. We're not. I was actually just taking a little break. As you can see, there is the train. This is a little train booth. Actually, I think they're doing train maintenance, so you actually have to go into Pauling, which is down this road, the busy road that I'm crossing over. But this is a little spot that you were able to catch the train before. But we're not doing that. Let's see. Yesterday, I did not get a lot of footage yesterday. For what you did see, I was in between rainstorms. Basically shelter hopping is what I did to get out of the rainstorms. I ended up getting a ride into a town nearby and grabbed some stuff. And then just ended up hunkering down. It poured literally from 1 o'clock till in the afternoon till probably 2 this morning, maybe 3. If anybody saw the news, you could see that parts of New York City were getting flooded. We were under flash flood warnings. So where I was at was a little higher elevation, so I wasn't worried about it as much. Hopefully any creeks and rivers that we have to cross later today won't be so bad. It doesn't look like it. Most of them are dried up, so maybe now they actually have a little water. Good news is we are within a day of hitting the Connecticut border. So coming up, what it is kind of like other states, like New York and New Jersey. New York and Connecticut, it kind of goes in and out a little bit. So I'll go into Connecticut and then it kind of goes back into New York, but then it's back into Connecticut for good. At least that's what it looked like on the map. So, but yeah, Kent, Connecticut is not far away. I doubt I'll reach it today. There's not really anywhere to stay. Anywhere to stay going north is going to be difficult. Not a lot of hostels, at least from what I've seen. For Connecticut, although Connecticut's a pretty short state. We might be out of Connecticut we're going to be out of Connecticut by early next week. So, might get to Connecticut today. We'll be close, if not very, very close. There is a campground up ahead that I've looked at staying at, or a camping area. There's a shelter right before Kent. And then there's a camp area before that. That's right on the river. So it's quite possibly that's where we're going to go. It's a little cooler out today. The weather has definitely gone down with the storms that came through. Brought a little cool front up here to the north. So like right now we're in the 70s. I think last night it got pretty chilly, but it was also raining. It was down in the high 50s, so definitely had to layer up. We'll have to do that again tonight. And then I'm going to have to keep an eye on the weather, because if it continues on a trend like this, I don't think it will, but if it does continue to trend, I'm going to have to start thinking about getting some of my warmer stuff back a little earlier than I thought. You see that up there is where we had kind of came down from. But yeah, there's a little boardwalk through a marsh, but it wasn't anything spectacular. A lot of stuff's overgrown up here. So yeah, we're gonna make this road crossing. Like I said, it's a busy highway. And then climbs don't look too bad today. Got a little bit of climbing to do. Foot's feeling a little better. I didn't get as many miles as I wanted to yesterday, mostly because of the weather. And my foot was still bothering me. You know, I had a hot spot on the bottom of my left foot. Really didn't want it to turn into a blister if I could help it. And I think I might have prevented that blister. just by not pushing too hard yesterday. So definitely got to listen to your body when you're doing stuff like this. But anyway, we are going to go ahead and keep going on. And again, New York's doesn't have the best views, guys. There's not a lot of viewpoints. Like I mentioned yesterday, a lot of the viewpoints they show on Far Out app are all taken during wintertime when you have views, because now the trees have leaves on them. But as you can see up top, when you get up to those summits, you can't really see much on most of them. And then yesterday it was just so foggy and cloudy you couldn't see anything. So anyway, the rain has stopped, so we're happy about that. We are not going to New York City. Sorry. Haha, joke. That's a little too expensive for me and a little bit too much, too many peoples. I'm not trying to be around all that. Plus, you know, I want to keep pushing forward. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and get started, guys, or keep going, and I will catch up with you down the trail. Have a good Friday. So, walking down the road, come across this cooler, Trail Magic. So we got some duct tape, Band-Aids, a granola bar, hey, cigarettes if anybody needs them, some hydration packs, some Aleve, water, and then this guy, Garden of Water. You know, just make sure everybody gets a little bit. Well, very generous, whoever left that out. But don't need any of it. So we're gonna keep on walking through these fields and across the road, and then we got more fields to walk through, guys. So catch you in a bit. Oh, look at that. An old silo. That's pretty cool. Let's look both ways. Like Mama taught us, you know, safety first. Oh wow, this field's looking quite overgrown. That means we'll definitely be doing a tick check when we get done. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna be doing a tick check later. Let's see what this is. Lost items have been dropped off at native lands something. They are also posted on Hauling community website. Oh, that's cool. Somebody's nice enough to leave a note for some lost items. Who knows what all items were lost. Oh. All right, guys. If we have anything up ahead, I'll show you, but looks like it's just this walk right now through this very overgrown, but quite beautiful with all these flowers. So, but definitely overgrown. All right, guys. Well, walked over that. I'd say it's a little overgrown. This is fun. I'm glad I didn't try to do this at night. Holy crap. That would have been terrible. Welcome to the jungle, everybody. There's a little bit of a flow in that creek. You could definitely make that work if you needed to. We've seen much worse the past few days. That thing's got more water in it than half the water sources I've been around. Not really quite sure where the trail goes. I'm guessing maybe that way. So, oh, not very well marked. All right, guys, I gotta check my map. I'll see you in a bit. Yep, some nice pasture walking with some pretty views. Nice and breezy out this morning. We're headed somewhere over there. Here's the sign, and then it goes on over there. So I don't know where it's going. We're gonna find out. Well, everyone, still Friday. It's not quite lunchtime yet. Trail's been, once I got out of those fields, I had a good little climb. But now this is a trail for the next couple miles. That's pretty nice. It's mostly a slight downhill and ridge walk, as you can see. It's pretty nice out. I haven't seen anybody out today, but weather is crappy. The town back there where the train station was is Pauling, New York. There's also another small town, Wingdale, but there's really nothing in either one of the towns. I mean, I can't say there's nothing. There's restaurants and boutiques and post office, all that regular town stuff, but Pauling didn't have a whole lot of places to stay. Mostly bed and breakfast, and they did have an inn. It wasn't the cheapest at all. It was a nice, place from what it looked like online. I didn't go into town. However, they do have a park that they allow campers to hike at or hike into, and they can stay at the park for free, I think for up to 2 days. Shower, although they say it's an open shower, and it's cold water. Probably wouldn't have been the best today. And then, you got water, and I think they had a way for you to charge your stuff, but I'm not 100%, but I'm good right now on my stuff, so I don't have to worry about that, at least for right now. And then, but there is, I think it's the town after Kent that you can go into that they have the town has like a welcome center that has hot showers and bathrooms and recharge areas for the hikers. I don't know if they allow you to camp though. I wouldn't hit that today, possibly tomorrow though. Tonight I'm trying to make it today. There's a couple shelter options. There's one coming up in a couple miles. Obviously we're not gonna stay there. The one after that is 4 miles past the first shelter, and that one might stay at, but I think right after that there's a large river and there's a large camping area down by the river, so that might be more feasible about where we're gonna stay. One, there's water. They do have a bear box for you to put your food in, which is nice. And then the only concern I have is it is Friday, and they say that I guess it can be a little loud in that area if it's a busy weekend with locals. So we're just gonna have to test it out and see what happens. But I think we'll be all right. So anyway, yeah, we're just keep on pushing down on the trail. Again, like I said, not really much for views today. Probably won't be for another day or so. There is one other mountain to get to that campsite I'm gonna have to climb. However, the summit, they say, is pretty much all trees. It's a covered summit, so I doubt we're gonna see much there. But anyways, you know, can't have all the summits, guys. You know, I mean, we saw plenty of beautiful views when we were in Georgia or North Carolina when it was still cold and spring hadn't hit yet. So anyways, all right, guys, I got some climbing down to do, and some of these rocks are really slippery, so we'll see you in a bit. So I don't know if you guys remember a while back, I posted a comment saying that I felt like the trail commissionary just gave a 5-year-old a crayon and a map and said, draw the map. Well, they must have did the same thing with the markings on the tree. That's 3 different trail markers. Obviously, we want the white one. There's the yellow. If you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't see the white and red one way down there. Come on, guys. New York, you gotta do better than that. This whole section from Pauling on, I get it. There's a lot of little trails that people can do. That's great. But I just went for half a mile with, I don't think there was a single trail marker on the little boardwalks. Like, if I wouldn't have read the comments on Far Out, I could have easily got confused and took a left when I needed to take a right. But luckily, we see the white blaze. So, you know, another adventurous day, guys. You just never know what it's gonna bring out here. Oh, little bunny rabbit. Oh, he's a little fast. So, anyway, we're just gonna keep going on our white-red blaze. Apparently that's the thing now. And see where we get to. I'd like to take a little lunch break soon, but I really want to get to the shelter just to be able to sit down comfortably and not in the wet. The shelter is right directly, I believe, I believe the AT actually walks right in front of the shelter or right behind it. So I think that's what we'll do if we can survive till then or get there a little sooner, because I am getting a little hungry. So this will be one of the first days in a few days I haven't deli blazed for lunch. There was a spot back there, but it was a little too early. They weren't open yet, and there was some noodle place. They say it's really good. It was a noodle truck. There was Tony's Diner. That was about a half mile down the road, back there by that train depot, but that was a really busy road, and I didn't feel like trying to play Frogger going down it, although they say Tony's is very delicious. These stupid boardwalks. They say Tony's is really good, and they'll even let you camp out back. You know, not a bad gig if you're in that area and you want to camp. It's like they charge you like $5. They have water. You can charge your stuff, apparently. They have a bathroom. And you got a deli and a gas station right there. So, not a bad idea if we would have made it there. But we made it there this morning. So, no point in setting up shop yet. Not when we can get a little further. And the weather's nice. The rain stopped. It's not hot and humid right now. So, got to get the miles in when we can. And now that we're past those stupid, wet, slick boardwalks, we can pick up the pace a little. So we can try to get to the shelter and have a little snack. So, all right, guys. Well, since we don't have any beautiful vistas and views that I know some of you love so much, you're just gonna keep getting videos of me talking and walking on the trail. So, hope you don't mind, but that's what we're gonna have for the next day or so. All right, guys, catch you in a bit. Well, this looks fun and not overgrown at all. Well, getting closer, about 1.5 miles from that shelter to sit down, take a break, and then figure out where we're going from there. In the meantime, I'm just gonna walk through this fun, overgrown, all prickly thorns, because that's what the majority of it is. I mean, you can see they got me pretty good earlier. So, all right, guys. Well, guys, here's the Wiley shelter. That picnic table over there. It's an older shelter. Got our little friend up there. Somebody left their cup. Little fire pit. A slanted shelter. That's cool. Somebody left their trash. That's always awesome. Way to go, guys. Apparently there's a spring or something that way. And I know there's some tent pads. There's a tent pad right there. Not sure which way the trail goes from here. Probably gonna have to pull up my map, but we're gonna stop here anyway for a break. So, all right, guys. So, look, there's even crutches if you need them. And a pan. Wow, interesting. All right, guys. See you in a bit. Well, it's nice to have some reliable water sources again. Now, this might be somewhat from the rain, but I did stop at the shelter, have a little snack. Figured out where we were headed, and just past the shelter there was a nice pipe spring. I haven't seen that in a while. And here you have this nice little creek running. So, we got squirrels up here knocking big branches down. Ooh, this is a sketchy little bridge. Yeah, that thing's sketchy. Anyway, so we're just heading down the mountain now. There's another shelter and a campsite like not quite 4 miles away. The campsite seems like a pretty solid deal. Because there's water, there is a privy if you want it, and there's a bear box. So you can put your food in it. But like I said, that's a spot where sometimes, I guess, locals go. So, I don't know. We'll just have to see. But it's not far. I have one big climb. And then it's on the other side of that mountain. So, we're going to make our way there slowly. And should be there by like 4 o'clock. It's about 2 o'clock now. So, when we get there about 4, that'll be the earliest I've stopped in a while camping. There's some camping spots right up here, it looks like. And a nice water source. So, but I'd rather get over that big climb because coming up is actually the state line. Now remember, I did say that New York at a certain point crossed into Connecticut on the trail, and then it crosses back into New York, and then it crosses back again. So that's kind of where we're at on this coming up. So not really sure what's going on with this. This must have been an old bridge. Oh, we have to go that way. Okay. Well, at least that's flowing nice. If I needed water, I would definitely get it. But, all right, guys. Well, I'll put this up so we can, yeah. See, this was you could fit a tent there. That wouldn't be the ideal. I could fit my tent there, but those roots would suck. I guess I could fit mine there if I wanted, but I think I want to push onto that other site. So, all right, guys, let me get you up so I can get across this. Good afternoon. Just met these two very nice ladies. They were day hiking, wishing me well on my journey. And just talked to them for a few minutes. And of course, where I meet them at, boom. Welcome to Connecticut, gateway to New England, guys. Now, remember, I said that the AT by New York, so what it does is it crosses right here into Connecticut, and then tomorrow I'll go up a little, cross back into New York, and then officially cross into Connecticut finally. But who cares? As soon as I walk past this sign, I will be in Connecticut, which will be another state to get done. Connecticut is a short state. It is only like 40-ish miles. So we should get through it pretty quick. Probably could be done by Monday, and be in Massachusetts. So anyway, pretty cool. Feels good. So got to keep going though. Gotta make it to campsite. I think it's like 3 miles away. So get set up a little early today so we can relax. And then get back with you guys in a bit. This is the 10-mile river, and it runs right here to the Housatonic. So we're actually, there's a camp spot. Here's the privy. There's a campground right back there. It's free. I'm just going across the bridge because I got to get water. These waters have too many metals in them, so it is strongly recommended not to drink it. So we're gonna come up here, grab some good creek water, just a little bit down the path, and then we'll be coming back to set up camp. I was gonna say, that's a trail. I thought it was another camping spot. Pretty cool. All right, guys, give it to you a bit.